with myself.
Wait. Awesome. Hi, welcome to All Punked Up with Ali Rincón. I am Ali Rincón. Hello, how are you? It's a beautiful gray Friday afternoon here in Brooklyn. We are at Hardwater Coffee, and I am here with the wonderful, magical Deletto.
Hello, thank
Say
you.
hello.
Hi, everyone watching.
Say hi to camera 1, camera 2.
Camera 1 and
What's up?
camera 2.
What's up? Well, thank you for joining us on this kind of gray day, but you know, it's not bad. It has its own kind of prettiness to it. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
I love weather like this, especially when you have to shoot in this kind of weather.
It's beautiful.
So,
yeah.
you know,
Yes.
pray. Good stuff.
Well, tell me, I know that you have been up to kind of just a shit ton of stuff. You released a single music video last week.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, congrats. It's amazing. I love it.
Thank
All
you.
we are, stream it.
Thank you. Yes, please,
Yes.
everybody. I mean, it's been pretty awesome with this release. I have released a couple of things in the past, 2 music videos, 2 singles.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 3rd release, but this one, there's a lot more noise behind it. Because of the specific content that it is, and because I'm kind of on a mission with this one to help raise awareness for mental health with that focus on suicide prevention, which is a heavy topic, but something that is not too heavy to have everybody continue to talk about.
Right.
So with that, I've been kind of, talking to a lot more people about it. It's been my first time doing the interview stuff. I've been gaining a little bit more traction on my social medias. I've been posting a little bit more about it because I think it's very, very important. So as far as this release goes, it has been very different and very busy.
Tell me, how has it been different for you? I know you've been in the past, affiliated with other acts, touring as a guitarist and producing. So how has this been different for you as a solo artist, essentially? Now you're just kind of doing your own shit. Doing your own thing.
So, man, I was doing hip hop, which if you see me, I wasn't really the candidate. As a matter of fact, I was producing for a hip hop artist, and I would, eventually talked him into being like, hey, if you want to play shows, like, maybe invite me, and I'll play guitar and kind of we'll do something different. And within doing that, I would do my thing on stage, and it would be completely combined with this rock element. And after the show, a lot of times people would say like, oh man, that's cool. Like you had that thing you were doing. I was like, you mean playing guitar? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, no, it's cool. And I had such a good time in that world, producing, making music, but it's very different. And my roots are rock. It's always been, ever since I was a kid, it was like I wanted to have a guitar in my hand and I wanted to kind of scream about something. And something that was kind of important to me. And so it's been such a different journey. And even seeing the different sides of the world from hip hop to rock, what that's like. And being able to now, I have to do it all myself.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, but it is very stressful in a sense of, if I have to go and ask for advice, sometimes I just end up spinning in a circle. And I'm like, well, here I am. I guess I'm asking myself.
Yeah.
So it's been fun, it's been stressful, but it's been something that I've dreamed of doing ever since I was a kid. And now that there's all these crazy platforms that didn't exist when I was younger, I've been getting almost that immediate response from what I do. So it's a hell of a ride, I'll tell you that much.
I can only imagine, man. And there's been a bleed over kind of in hip hop being very much influenced by rock, by pop punk, by punk in general. How do you feel about those two genres kind of coming together in a way? Because it's been kind of like a hodgepodge, like melting pot of emotion and 808 beats and like rock, like intermingling into it all. Like, how do you feel about these two genres that were once seen as being like very different, opposite ends coming together?
Yeah, when I was younger, I was like, no, leave it alone. And so I think that's such a bad mentality to have when it comes to music in general. I mean, look, I'm gonna put it in the simplest and maybe the weirdest of ways.
It's okay. Go for it.
But you have peanut butter, Peanut butter is cool.
Yes.
Give me some jelly. Slap that together. Bam! What is that? One of the most classic sandwiches of all time?
It is a classic sandwich.
So, I mean, in a sense, that's what you have. If you're taking certain elements from one area and then you put it together from another area, you know, you're just going to create something bigger.
Yeah.
Something that actually is more impactful and means so much more to a wider audience. So, to be able to take these different elements and to create this different sound, it will always push music forward. I mean, look at what you have with the early days of when it was jazz, and then how they took some of what jazz was doing and they turned that into rock. And then, I mean, you just keep evolving and keep evolving and keep evolving, where it's kind of cool to see, you know, there's no way we could possibly think, where's music gonna go next, until you have those artists that keep pushing the envelope and keep picking apart from different areas. So I think it's super crucial.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Yeah. It feels like collaboration and combination is just the only way that any genre can survive, pretty much.
Oh yeah. There's something, I think it was in Sound City when Dave Grohl did his documentary. There's a piece of paper on the soundboard, and it said evolve or evaporate. And
That's a powerful statement.
yeah, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. And that I can always kind of go back to when I'm like trying to write some songs. And I don't think it's something that I do personally when I'm going to write a song. It's like, okay, well, I have to know how to be different. I think if you just listen to a few different records, you get a feel for, you know, where you are in that moment. Organically, that should start to show up.
Yeah, and of course, like fans, listeners, they can always tell when something feels more authentic. Like, it's just so obvious, and it comes out in the record, it comes out in the performance. And I think authenticity is what every artist should strive for. Duh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One would hope.
Yeah, one would hope so. Yeah. Anyway, so tell me your career process, your influences. Tell me, like, how did you get from point A to point B to the now?
So, I would say a lot of moments of slightly going insane, trying to figure this out. I mean, I've been making music since I was 13 years old. I'm an old man now.
No.
Yes, I'm a little older.
How old is old? Because, like, I need to know.
Oh man, do we have to go there, kids? All right, kids.
I'm 25, and sometimes I wake up and I'm like,
Okay, hey, we're gonna do the game. I'm throwing you.
right.
I'm just throwing you right into it.
Right.
How old am I, Allie?
oh.
That's it. Kids,
Shit.
we're gonna see how offensive she is today. How old am I?
I assumed when you walked in, I was like, this guy is like maybe like around my age, like 27.
Yes, she is!
Is it on the nose?
Not at all! I'm older!
Oh!
I
I
am...
don't know if I can curse yet on this show, so I'm gonna
We can
try
censor
and
it.
censor myself.
Bleep. But no, I'm 32 years old.
You look amazing. What is your skincare routine?
Thank you. Eczema.
Eczema.
I
Wonderful.
have a lot of eczema.
Eczema. Keep me young.
Yeah, so no, I'm 32, and I think that thought process of being like, okay, I'm getting older, is also what is kind of shaping the way that the album is and the songwriting. The album itself is called Old Kid.
Okay.
For certain reasons.
Yeah.
But I've been making music since I was 13 years old, and you know, I spent a lot of my early 20s in the hip hop world. And I've always wanted to be at the spot that I'm at right now. Ever since I got a guitar put in my hand. But I didn't know how to do that because my thoughts are just all over the place, shooting out everywhere at once. And I needed a spot to organize them. On top of that, I thought I needed to like write important music. I was like, oh, I'm gonna write this song and people are gonna be like, hey man, that was pretty good. And so I would get hung up on that idea where it's like, well, I need to write something really, really good. And if it didn't meet that standard, I'd throw it away.
Yeah.
I have probably decades worth of music that I've written and just completely tossed. But when I randomly got the phone call to start working in hip hop, because I was doing some like electronic music and film scoring, where I wasn't really doing that, I was understanding that existed, and I like love film so much. I started to get into like the scoring aspect. My friend was like, hey, why don't you try producing for this hip hop artist? He needs a producer. And I was like, you know me. Why would you even ask me that question?
Yeah.
I was like, all right, fine. You know what? Let me just try it just to see what's up, because I wasn't doing anything at the time. And it turned out that even though I was making hip hop, I was still just making music. And it was like, you lose that thought process when you're in your own head and you have this idea and you're kind of like stuck on this one track mind where it's like, well, I'm supposed to be doing this, where it's like, no, dude, just make music. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're doing something. And so with that, I kind of let my guard down, because it was like, well, this stuff doesn't have to be so important because it's not mine.
Right.
And within doing that, I realized, oh, wait a minute, this is the more comfortable way to write music. And I ended up started writing hooks for him. I started to put a bunch of songs together, song structure, songwriting. I was getting more into the recording process. And I kind of just built up all of the material that I needed to go forward. And it kind of reached a point with the hip hop where we made a bunch of music together. He wanted to go in one direction. I was kind of heading in a different direction at this point. And I was also acting, which was very different. And I was getting involved in film and acting a little bit more. And I don't know what happened. One day, I just started playing a single note on the keyboard and started singing this melody. And I was like, it's not terrible. See what I can do with this. And so I kept going, and next thing I know, I have the intro track to my album. And I sat on that for a while, because I was like, I don't know what I want to do. Am I doing this acting thing? Am I going to be doing the music thing? And I was like, I need to do this. I'm an old person now. I'm an older gentleman. One would think I am a gentleman. But I just had to get this out of my system.
Right.
And so within doing that, it was like, it doesn't matter what it sounds like. It doesn't matter what it is. I can go ahead and make it sound like the stuff that I was doing with hip hop. I can make it sound completely rock. And so I just mushed a bunch of sounds together, threw it all down, and you know, next thing I knew, an album started to take shape. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna try this. And so now here we are.
Here we are, guys.
I'm with Allie now, so that's it. I'm retiring. Done.
Well, you just got here though.
Never mind.
Okay. Well, that's quite the journey you've been on. I'm really excited to see, you know, you have 3 singles out now, music videos out. I'm excited to see kind of what you're gonna do next. So, like, if you can tell anything, like, what is next in the cards for you?
So we just started to play our shows, and when I say we, I have a live band that I work with. I wrote the album in my bedroom by myself. So I put the drums together, and they were not the best, because I'm not the best drummer in the world. So
neither am I, it's fine.
Well, I mean, you can try out if you want. Actually, no, you can't, because I made a phone call, and the phone call I made was to my friend who I've played drums with years before, and he's a professional touring drummer. So the fact that, you know, him saying yes, I was like, all right, I'm ready for anything. But he was super down. He heard some of the songs, some of the demos I had, and he was like, yeah, no, I'll hop on this project. And all the drums that you hear on any of the songs, it's his magical, insane drum work. I mean, he is just incredible. And so he, oh man, now that we had the plane thing, where's it going with the drum story? Someone help me. Does anyone remember?
We were talking about what you're doing next.
I know what we're doing next, what I'm doing next. Thanks, plane. So I put this album together. I got him involved, and I have the live band, and he's my drummer. So
what's his name?
His name is Keto Bovin-Schulte. My drummer is amazing, and so we started to work on a live set, and I played my first show about 2 weeks ago. I have my buddy who plays bass, and then I got really lucky in finding a guitar player who's just fantastic. And we have another show coming up December 20th in Nyack, New York.
New York, yeah.
Yes. Cool. And so we're going to start playing out a lot more. We're going to be playing in the city in January. I got to lock that date down. But the album releases, and honestly, where my head's at right now, and this just happened yesterday, my music videos have been like kind of on the very serious, very like cinematic, dramatic side. I still love to play with the cinematic feel, and no matter what I do, I always want to do that.
It's dynamic. It gets people's attention.
Yeah, but I haven't messed around with the other side, and that is more of the, I would say, interesting, louder perspective that I have on things. I'm always going to have a point to what I do, and I don't want to say less serious, because it's always going to be serious in a sense, but like more of the comedic aspect, which I'm sure some people might not, I'd say, connect to that as well as others. I'm very into the horror genre, and I'm into, you know, the comedy aspect of the horror genre, and being able to play on situations that shouldn't be funny for specific reasons, and then being like, okay, well, I'm gonna show the lighter side of that in more of an insane fashion. I know, that sounds really intense.
I'm like thinking like...
No, it's very intense.
I'm like coming up with scenarios in my brain, trying to like...
As to what I would
predict.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. We're not gonna predict, because it's just gonna happen. And then when you see it, you go, oh, okay, I don't know if I want to send this to my friends, but I feel like I have to, because this is ridiculous. So more on that, more on the ridiculous side of life. Yeah. Cool. So I'm really, really excited. I didn't think I was going to do another music video, but once I start with an idea, I have to kind of finish that and push for that. So we'll see. Right. Release of the album though, very soon.
Ooh. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up with like one more question. So it's going to be you in 5 years. You look back, what have you accomplished for yourself? I'm very big into manifestation, so like, what do you hope to have accomplished within this 2020, which is in less than 3 weeks? Great. What do you hope to accomplish in 2020? What do you hope to accomplish in the years to come? Like, who do you see yourself playing with?
Ooh.
What have you, done by that point? Do you?
In 5 years from now.
I know it's silly to make plans.
Nah, that's cool. We'll play the dream game.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Let's play the dream game for a second.
Okay.
What do you hope for yourself?
I hope I have health insurance.
That's
number one.
Health insurance and student loans paid off.
Oh my God, that's not going to be in 5 years. And I went to school for like a day. I went to school for literally a year, and I'll be in debt for many, many years. Go to school, kids, and then regret it later. But hopefully it pays out.
Everyone has their own path.
Yeah. So I would say in 5 years, honestly, I hope to be touring. And if it's with anyone, I don't care. Like, if I happen to be touring with, I can't even think of bands right now. I can just think of like, if it's like a clown that does some weird magic skit, I don't care.
He's the clown, guys.
That's my hopes and dreams. A magician clown. That's the highest tier of the clowns in the clown community.
How do you know that?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Nobody fact check me, please.
Fact checked and put it in the comments.
But yeah, so I really hope to be touring. I hope that I'm I have a few short films that I have done, and maybe some stuff involved in the film world as well. I hope to have a manager and maybe signed to a label, someone. I exist, so please, yeah, that's where you can find me. That's only on LinkedIn. I'm going dark on other social media. Yeah, so I hope that I don't have to have a part-time job.
Cool. Music full-time.
Music full-time.
Awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for being our first ever guest on this show.
Yeah, I'm the first.
This is the first episode. Still no idea why I was given a show, but you know what? It's fine, because we're gonna kill it. Yeah. Yeah,
we're gonna kill it.
We're gonna look back at this in a year and
she killed it, and she'd be like, "Wow, I'm interviewing people way bigger than Deletto. What was that?"
We're gonna look at this back in a year and be like, "Yo, remember when you were the first guy that I ever interviewed?"
Oh man, you know what? Awesome. So I will see you in a year.
I'll see you in a year. All right, shake on it.
What?
Shake on it.
All right, fine. We're gonna shake on it.
Yes.
And now can we high five? There it is.
There we go. Thank you so much for joining us on All Punked Up with Ali Rincón. I hope to catch you in the next episode. Please like, subscribe, do all the things that you're supposed to do on YouTube. Yeah. Where can people follow you?
Hey, that.
Where can people see you?
So
do
Instagram,
things?
Instagram, Deletto Music. I have a YouTube page with my 3 music videos. Please, please, please check those out.
Check them out.
And just give me a follow and DM me, cause I'll talk to you. For now, we'll see what happens in 5 years.
Oh man.
No, I'll talk to you. I love you guys. That's it.
Ended with the horn. That's perfect.
Cool.